wait for thee to come home. I fumble the words, yeah, my miss when you're in that dress. Glad you're home. Will you stay with me and never leave?
My fourth semester in Japanese language school absolutely flew by. It was my favorite term yet, but also the most transformative. Over the past 3 months, I wrapped up my last homestay and, for the first time, struck out on my own, finally moving into my first Tokyo apartment. My study routines also shifted, building on the changes I started last semester. And now, as I prepare for a whole new chapter back in the US, I'm realizing just how much has changed. Not just in my daily life, but in the way I approach learning itself. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I opened an SRS app. Continuing with the good news, I have officially passed the JLPT N2. This was one of my biggest goals when I first started learning Japanese, and even now, it still doesn't feel quite real. I'm pretty sure it was just a year ago, as I was preparing for my move, that I tried to tell my homestay coordinator I'm allergic to feathers, only to say something that roughly translated to, "The shirt of the chicken, it hurts me." Passing the N2 exam is definitely a milestone worth celebrating. But as any serious language learner knows, a test score isn't the same thing as fluency. Living in Japan reminds me of that every day. If anything, reaching this checkpoint has only made me more aware of how much there is still to learn. At the end of the month, I'll be moving back to the US to join my partner and our 2 cats in Chicago. I'm really excited to be in the same place as my family again, but I know it also means rebuilding my study routine from scratch. Keeping up with Japanese from the US will take a different kind of effort and intentionality, but I'm already brainstorming what my next approach will look like. And honestly, I'm excited for the challenge. Moving out on my own this semester really showed me just how valuable living with a homestay family was. Having my own space made some things easier, like scheduling, but nothing compares to the language exposure you get from daily life in a Japanese home. The casual conversations at dinner, the small talk in passing, the little cultural nuances, all of it was the best language learning opportunity I could have asked for. But beyond language, being surrounded by warm, open-hearted families had a huge impact on my mindset. It kept my energy up and helped me stay engaged, which really made all the difference in ensuring I got the most out of my time in Japan. If you're ever considering coming to Japan to learn Japanese, homestay is my #1 recommendation. I'm making this video before I've even finished my final exams at school, because by the time I get my results, I'll be getting ready to head to the airport. But no matter what the scores say, I know this semester pushed my Japanese to a new level, especially in key areas like speaking and reading. I did set clearer targets for myself this semester, but I think this progress was also thanks to my teachers at school. They created an environment where we had no choice but to grow. We tackled passages that would have felt impossible in earlier semesters, and our writing and speaking assignments pushed me right to the edge of my abilities. The fast, detailed feedback from my teachers made all the difference, helping me improve at a pace I didn't think was possible. Wrapping up my 4th and final semester of language school, I feel a mix of emotions. This past year has been one of the most significant periods of growth in my life. I've had the rare opportunity to fully immerse myself in a new culture, living alongside people from all walks of life. Host families spanning multiple generations, classmates and fellow filmmakers from around the world, and teachers with decades of experience. I've made incredible friends, people I've spent nearly every day with, and it's hard not knowing when I'll see them again. As I look ahead to this next chapter back in Chicago, I don't want what I've learned here to fade. I plan to keep improving my Japanese, but more than that, I want to carry forward the lessons I've learned about community and connection, how to build friendships and support networks with intention, just like I found here in Tokyo. I know there will be challenges ahead, not just in keeping up with my Japanese, but in figuring out what's next for me career-wise. But if this year has taught me anything, it's that embracing change leads to growth. So I'm holding both the sadness of leaving a place I love and the excitement for what's ahead equally. The fact that it's hard to say goodbye only proves just how much this time has meant to me, and for that, I am so grateful. This experience has shaped me in ways I never expected, and now it's time to take everything I've learned and build something new, starting with my next adventure in Chicago. Thanks for joining me today, and a special thanks if you've been with me for this entire year of adventures in Japan. I can't wait to share with you what's next. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Glad you came when you're